Welcome to this DATASTREAM tutorial showing how to search for multiple companies in a sector and working with lists. Please make sure that you have watched the Logging On and Getting Started video or read the guide, and that you have either read the guide to equities and company data or watched that video, as that will introduce you to DATASTREAM in a lot more detail than this more advanced tutorial. Once you've logged into DATASTREAM, choose the time series request, and that will open up this time series request box, and then click on Find Series to open the DATASTREAM navigator. Once the navigator opens, we're going to search for Nissan. So the first thing we need to do is to make sure that equities is the category that we're searching within on the left. If you're not sure, if you clear everything by selecting Clear All, then you can select Choose a Single Category, and then from the All Category options you can choose Equities. Now we're ready to search for Nissan in the top search box next to Explore, and then click on Search. The companies are usually retrieved in ranking order, so that means the ones with the most stars, the triple stars, are listed first. If your list comes back in a different order, you can easily change it on the right hand side to sort by ranking. But note that you could, if you wanted to, have the companies listed by name or by these other options here. I'm going to leave mine on Sort by Ranking. The company that I'm interested in is the Nissan Motor Company. So if I click on the stars, the 3 stars next to Nissan Motor, that enables me to see the details beneath, giving me information about this particular company. So I can scroll down and read the notes about the company, and I can see the headline coverage and the market and the currency to be sure this is the company that I'm interested in. From here, I'm able to see a list of all the companies that are in the automobiles and parts section within Japan. I can do that by selecting this option here, automobiles and parts. So I select that, and now I have a list of all matching Japanese companies which are in this particular sector. At the moment they are sorted in what's called editorial order, but I can change that to name or ranking. I'm going to go for ranking again as before, so I've selected that. And now I can see the top ranked companies within Japan in that sector. From this list I can choose those that I'd like to explore in more detail. I can do that very simply by just putting a tick in the box next to each company name, and then just above I click on the Use option. That returns my companies into the time series request box in code order. Within this request box, I'm going to change the date here to -1W. That means it's just looking for data for the past week. I'm going to leave the frequency on as daily, and then in the options section beneath I'm going to choose transpose data and display code. By transposing the data, it will ensure that these companies we've listed at the top will appear in a column and make the next step of our search more easy to do. Then I select Submit. In Excel, I've now got a list of my chosen companies here and their codes. I've also got pricing data that's returned by default whenever you search for companies in DATASTREAM. I'm ignoring this because that's not the purpose of the search that I've done. What I'm going to do though is to create a list that I can reuse in DATASTREAM whenever I like. So to do this I need to select the companies by code, not by name, so that was the reason that I asked for the code to be displayed. I use the mouse to block copy them, and then from the DATASTREAM menu I click on the option Lists Create From Range. That makes this tool appear, and then from within this there's a number of selections that I need to make. It automatically knows the range that I've chosen because I've blocked it. It gives me the date that I've created this list. I need to give it a code starting with L hash, and then I need to say validate on upload. So the code that I'm going to give it is something meaningful to me. So it's useful to put something in there that defines the search you're doing and also includes your name, because it is possible for other DataStream users to overwrite your code, so make it very specific to you. So I'm going to use the code L hash cars HR. Once I've done that, then I can click on OK. You will get a message saying it'll overwrite any list with the same name. Do you want to continue? I'll say yes, and it's successfully uploaded, and the list is now available in DataStream with that code, so I can say OK. So now I'm able to use my list and combine it with any other codes and variables I want to search for. So we're going to search for price earnings. So to do that, I'm going to open a new Excel sheet by opting for New Sheet at the bottom, and I'm going to choose Time Series Request again from the DataStream menu, and this time in the Search Series List box, instead of going for Find Series, I'm going to type the name of my list that I've just created. So that's that. And then in the Data Types box, this is where I can use the navigator again to search for the right data types. Once you've done this a few times, you'll know them by their code. So I'm going to click on Data Types, and that opens the navigator. Now you need to make sure that you're looking for data types for the right type of information. So I need to make sure it's still set to equities, because it's the list of Japanese car companies that I'm looking for. In fact, we've got it here as a drop down as well, look, so I can just make sure I've got it on equities. And I'm going to search for price earnings and click on search. So I'm searching the variables that you can use against any equities. So these come back in a list. Like with the companies, they are sorted in different ways. You can sort them by ranking or sort them by name. Like with the companies, you can find out a definition of any of these variables. So I'm going to click on the stars for price earnings, and that opens up this box in which I can find a definition of the data type that I've chosen. So if I'm happy with that, I can tick next to it here in the box. I can add any other data types in I want at this point as well. I'm just going to go for that one, and then I'm going to select Use, and this takes the correct code back into my Time Series Request box, and then I'm ready to complete the rest of the box. So I'm going to leave the start date on -2y, that means the last 2 years. I'm going to leave the frequency as daily. You do need to make sure that the frequency you select matches the data type, and the data is actually available daily. And then beneath that, I'm going to make sure I've got row titles on, column headings on. I also want to ask for display headings at this point. I no longer want my data transposed, so I'm going to deselect that. I want the code displayed, and I want the currency displayed, so I've gone for all of that. Now it's really important here that you deselect auto refresh, so I must untick that. And when you've got all the information in, you click on Submit to retrieve that search. Now notice that my cell A1 has a little red triangle in the corner. What that actually means is this is the active cell. So if I want to edit this request, as long as I'm clicked in the active cell, I can choose Edit Request from the main menu. If I'm in another cell, Edit Request won't work, so I must be in that one. So I can choose Edit Request to go and make any changes to this. I could remove price earnings if I wanted to, or I could add in another data type now by clicking on Data Types and searching for an extra data type. For example, dividend yield. Right, there we go. Selecting that one, say Use, and now that's added into my search as well. So it's very easy once you've got your list set up to keep reusing it and adding extra variables. That's the end of this short tutorial. Thanks for watching.